Hey guys, yesterday I got to catch up with a former client and friend, Tim Thornton. Him and his family run the Croton Creek Guest Ranch outside of Cheyenne, and we have a big event coming up that we are collaborating on. And so I did an interview with him to explain what's going to be happening out there, and we thought this would be the perfect opportunity to call RE/MAX Regionals and see if we could get the hot air balloon. So we will hopefully be having the real RE/MAX hot air balloon that you'll be able to ride on as long as the wind stays low. We will be watching the weather, and if the wind gets high, we won't be able to have the balloon at all, and it'll be very sad. But assuming that the wind's gonna be great, we are gonna have the balloon out there on March 15th, which is Saturday, from 5:30 to 7:30. They'll be serving dinner about that time, so if you wanna make dinner plans, call and make a reservation, and hopefully we will see you out there. But here's what's gonna be happening.
My name's Tim Thornton, and I run the Croton Creek Guest Ranch and Wing Shooting Lodge. And we are getting ready to host the National Bird Hunters National Free-for-All Championship. And it will be followed by the Western Regional Championship, so 2 championships in a week. So when Katie showed us this property, almost 3 years ago.
Can't believe it's been that long.
I know, it's gone fast, but I actually had field trialing in mind when we looked at the venue. Traditionally, Western Oklahoma was one of the biggest proving grounds for some of the top field trial and hunting dogs in the country. People have for years been coming from all over the country right here to this area to hunt, field trial, compete, train, and so it really is a history-rich area.
So what is a field trial, really quickly?
Yeah, so field trialing is, for me, it's an extension of hunting season. Some people do it professionally year-round. But field trialing is basically 2 handlers and their dogs going out in a field, and for lack of better explanation, just going quail hunting. And they have 2 judges that follow behind them on horseback, and a gallery, which are other handlers, people just there to view the field trial. The dogs are judged on their ground application, their style, their bird finding ability, and then their what's called staunchness on point. A lot of these dogs are hunting dogs during hunting season, but field trialing is definitely a game. It is not hunting per se like a lot of people think of hunting.
So the goal is to show off your dog's hunting abilities?
It is. It's the show is the main thing there, because it's an absolute show. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is bring field trialing back to Western Oklahoma, bring tourism into our small community, and just give people something to do in the area. And so we have so many neat things in the area that so many people across the country don't even know about unless they get here. And so what better way to get them here than an event like this. We typically break away between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can watch the dogs break away from right next to them. I mean, you can be right up close, and before they get ready to run, you can pet them, talk to the handlers, all of that. As soon as they're done, most of them are just absolutely willing to.
You said there's several different breeds that are going to be here?
Yeah, there are. They're English pointers, English setters, German short hairs, Brittany's. At our fall trial, there was an Irish setter, which was really cool. Hoping to have around 50 dogs competing in the championship, and then another 40 or 50 dogs in the accompanying stakes. So the championship is for fully trained dogs, and then we will have what's called a derby, and that's for basically up to 2-year-old dogs, roughly. Those dogs aren't quite as polished, as the older dogs as far as their training and stuff. I really like the young dogs, the derbies and the puppies, just because you really get to see a lot of everything. They might run off, they just have this exuberance, and they go through the country finding birds, and you just get to watch.
They have lots of joy.
Yeah, like literally during the field trial, you'll watch you'll watch light bulbs coming on in their brains, and just the bright lights and the hubbub of the field trial. We're late in the season right now, so a lot of them have been to trials, but you'll see some of them, their minds will blow up and they might run off, or they might come stand next to their handler and
Forget what they're doing.
yeah, and so it's fun. You never know what you're gonna get, but it's also fun for the public to see that, because these are some of the top dogs and handlers in the country, and it doesn't always go their way, even when they are a national champion or a champion.
You said people are going to be following behind on horses?
Yeah, so that's the fun thing about it. So you can follow along on horseback. If you do bring your own horse, just keep in mind there will be dogs possibly running under your horse's feet. There will be, we don't shoot shotguns, but we shoot starter pistols, and so there will be shots and things of that nature. You'll be riding in close proximity to other horses. But if you don't have a horse, you're welcome to walk and follow along in the gallery on foot. Each brace in the championship is an hour loop. And so we will have side-by-sides there that people can ride, and we have really nice viewing areas. And so, like, you'll be able to see 85-90% of the field trial from the viewing area.
Like a stationary spot where you can hang out?
Yes, and so it's an elevated area, usually, on one of the big red hills that we have out here.
Yeah.
The way that we do that is, like I said, you can stand right on the starting line and watch the dogs take off. And as soon as they do, then you'll go around to the viewing areas, depending on what course we're on. But you'll be able to watch the dogs. They'll come right past you. More than likely, you'll get to see some action as they point birds, within 100, 200 yards of where you're standing. So many people sit there all day and they basically judge the field trial. And so they're like, well, I think this dog won, or I think that dog won. And then it's fun for them to come back at the end of the trial
See if they were
and
right.
see if they were right. Yeah. And
So what about in the evenings after the hard work is done? What's going to be going on then?
yeah, so in the evenings, all the handlers come back and they go down to the horse barn or to their trailers and take care of their animals. And here at the social barn, we will have social time, social hour, meals, and just time to sit around and visit, talk to the handlers, talk to each other, ask questions. The National Bird Hunters Association president will be here, and he's always awesome to answer questions and get all kinds of information about their.
So for dinner, y'all don't know what the menu is going to be quite yet, but it will be something that people can come out and eat if they want to.
Yes. So for meals, we'll do home cooked meals, and it will be a main course, salad, dessert, drink. It'll be $15. And
Both Friday and Saturday,
both,
right?
yeah, actually every night. So starting the 11th of March on, we'll have a dinner and social hour every evening.
Okay.
So
And do they need to make reservations?
it is nice if you could let us know ahead of time if you're going to eat, just because obviously we need to know how much to cook. And we'll start arriving back here typically around 5 o'clock. And so meals will be ready by about 5:30, and supper will usually run from somewhere 5:30 to 7:30, and then we just hang out and enjoy the social barn. Well, I mean, a lot of times when we go to field trials, everyone's parked their trailer out in the cattle pasture or wherever, and we just go field trialing. And so we really are set up for an event, not just, we have an event around the field trial basically.
I cannot wait to see what y'all are going to be cooking, because I love to eat, and I missed last time y'all cooked, so I'm really sad, and I cannot wait to see what the menu is going to be like. Maybe in March we'll get to see what that's going to be.
Yeah, I promise you it will be good. Whatever, Melissa, my wife, and my mom are both fantastic cooks, and
It looked super good last
they
time.
always, I should have asked them before we came over here to talk, so I apologize.
We'll get together again. This event, they are starting on the 11th. They'll be running some preliminary stuff during the week, but the big events happen on Friday and Saturday, which is kind of like the finals. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's a 2-series championship, and so during the week from roughly Tuesday through Thursday or Friday, it depends on how many entries. As far as like a spectator event, it absolutely is a spectator event. We set our courses up in such a way that we do have viewing areas. One of the things that we're really focused on is growth. for the sport. And so you don't have growth if you don't have
New people.
yeah, exactly. And so the only way to get new people is for people to be able to see what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so last year at the free for all, we had 30 to 40 spectators a day, and which was awesome. And a lot of the people that were spectators have now since then become field trialers. And we do encourage anybody that might be curious about the event or just enjoys dogs. We really want the community to embrace this. There's been a lot of people that have worked really hard and a lot of sponsors that have put a lot of resources into the event to make the event, to bring people into our community. And so we really hope that the community will come out and support it.
Awesome.
And if you're coming from out of town, we do have lodging available. We have a 20-room hotel that sits right up on the hill, right out the window
So
here.
cute too.
If you have more questions for Tim or for me with the Remax balloon, we're going to set up Saturday. If the wind doesn't get too high from 5:30 to 7:30, you can get in the basket. It's going to go straight up and then it's going to come back down. But if you have questions about the event, the food, anything like that, get with me or with Tim. You can message him on his business Facebook page, and we'll update you with more information as it comes. Thank you.